Welcome back to wagertalk.com. We're going to take a look at a college football play for Saturday. We're going to go to the Pac-12. We've got Oregon State at Washington. Brian, Oregon State, they were pretty good to me last week. They were actually pretty good to you last week, too, as we talked about in the other video. But unfortunately for me, I don't want to be loyal. I want to go where the money's at. And this just sets up an absolute go against play for Oregon State, because for all the reasons I had Oregon State last week as a free play, it was my big 5% play, I got to go against them for those same reasons. They had Arizona State, number 6 in the rankings, coming into town, primed and poised to, maybe make some leapfrogs. They had that big win over Notre Dame, kind of rubbed a little bit of salt in at the end, put a late touchdown in for style points, as we like to call it, against Notre Dame. And then they came in here and played Oregon State. And there's just no way Arizona State was going to match the intensity that they had in the Notre Dame game, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was a correct assumption in that game. And when you play, not only knocking off a top team like Notre Dame, but it's Notre Dame. I mean, that's one of the powerhouses in college football. And the teams out there on the West Coast don't get to play them as often. So it is a big game. But, even though Oregon State hadn't played well the last few weeks until that game, they can still go bowling. Problem is, they've got to either win this week or they got to win against Oregon coming up next week. So this is the big game for them, I would think, if they can continue the rise. But it will be a little bit of a letdown situation because, obviously, when you knock off a big team like Arizona State and spoil their dreams of playing in the big game.
We talk about it in basketball, it's storm the floor. In football, it's tear down the goalpost. And absolutely beating Arizona State last week was that type of game for Oregon State. And you talk about what they got next week. Talk about a sandwich, and we know I love to eat. So this is a big, meaty, foot-long hoagie for Oregon State. They played Arizona State last week on their home field, pulled the upset. Now they got to go on the road. Yes, they got the bowl situation. They need to win a game. I understand that. And they actually got revenge for last year because Washington took them out behind the woodshed and spanked the hell out of them. But they've got Oregon next week. You ended one team's dream for a national championship, and then next week you got a chance to not only knock off another team and end their dream, but be your arch rival at home in the season finale on senior day and earn your way into a bowl game. How can they not possibly have one eye looking ahead to next week?
I don't think they will because of the situation. They give up 69 points. 69, that's the same price as an all-expense weekend of Marco D'Angelo's picks.
That's right.
See
how did we come up with that number?
It just runs.
I thought it was a good number for a promotional.
Right off the tongue.
Yeah, hey, there you go. I'll leave that one. Just go right along. You can get him for $69 too. But Brian, Washington, I just don't think Oregon State's going to be able to stop Washington. You look at both teams; they're 1-4 the last 5 games. But if you look at what Washington's played in their last 5, they have played the who's who in the Pac-12. They played Oregon, they played Arizona State, they played UCLA, and they played an Arizona team that's playing very well this year too. I mean, the whole Pac-12 in general, for the most part, is playing good this year. I just think that this is a game that Oregon State cannot possibly match the intensity. With everything else on the line, I know it's there, but I just don't see him matching the intensity, and I got to step in front of them. And because of the perception of that big win, we're getting it right now. We're taping early this week on Tuesday night. The line's at 6.5. We're under a touchdown. I just think the value's there.
Yeah, Washington's getting a little bit healthier right now too. And you got an Oregon quarterback, Mannion, not the fleetest of foot, as they say. So Washington may be able to get to him for a couple of sacks, a couple of mistakes. So you may be on the right side here.
All right, I hope so. Well, let's go ahead and make it official. And guys, also want to tell you this weekend, I do have a 5% play. Last week it was Oregon State, easy winner. We've been right on the money with these plays this year. 7-1 on the 5% plays. I've got another one in college football on Saturday. It's my college football blowout. You can check it out. Head over to wagertalk.com, and I'm going to give you a special deal. You're watching a video, we're going to pay you $10 just for watching the videos. That's a small price to have to put up with him for 5 minutes. So we're going to give you $10. Just use the coupon code FREE10. That's free and the number 10, and we're going to give you $10 off, and you can use it for Brian, you can use it for me, anybody at the site. It's good on any package. And don't forget, anytime we have a 5% play at Wager Talk, any of the cappers, we put our money where our mouths are, 150% guarantee. If you buy the play for $30 and it loses, we put $45 into your account for future use. That's the way we do it at wagertalk.com. He's Brian Leonard. I'm Marco D'Angelo. We're going to be back. We're going to head to the NFL. A couple key games in the NFL for Sunday. That's up next. wagertalk.com.